Good morning, everybody. This is Jackie Musime Kyuguru, aka JMK, and welcome to Real Talk. Today, I'm going to talk about raising children and ensuring that I think, as parents, naturally, and me involved, we have a habit of comparing kids or telling kids, why can't you be like a sister? Why can't you be like your brother? Forgetting that the Lord made everybody uniquely. So one child is not it's going to be totally different from another child, but we have to learn as parents how to basically bring them up to be children of honor, children who have good manners, children who respect their parents and those around them, children who love the community, and children who love God. So I had to ask my kids for permission to use them as examples because my kids are all old, apart from baby Jessie. But I had to ask for permission basically from each one of them that, can I please use you as examples? And they all said, thank God, they all said it's fine. So I'm going to start with Nicole. Nicole right now is 21 years old. She's in Australia. She's in university. But I want to talk about her from when she was a baby and then what she is now. And then all the other two boys. I'll hardly talk about Jessie because Jessie is just basically growing up. Nicole, when she was born, she was 3.6 kilos. Not not too big, not too small. Really sweet kid. Quite stubborn, I should say. She was very active, a very, very active person, happy, jolly. I used to really torture her. I think all my friends, Rona, Damali, Zam, man, she was a flower girl to every friend of mine because she was extremely pretty. She was so pretty. So everybody wanted her to be a flower girl. She was the light of her father. I mean, I remember when the father would just see her, his eyes would just light up. As she grew older, she became my friend. We really were close, because Nicole is one person who matured very, very fast. By 1.5 years, we had to take her to school because Nicole was already talking. She was already reasoning. She was acting like a 4-year-old. So my mom, who had a nursery at the time, Shalom, decided that she needs to go to school. So at 1.5, we had to take Nicole to school. You can imagine. So because she was now becoming my friend, we started sharing a lot of traits, and I started noticing that she started like having a lot of traits that I had, but also traits of the dad. She was very strict with the boys. I'm not a very strict person when it comes to the kids. Yes, I'll be strict. I'll beat the boys. Oh, I beat the boys. I haven't beat Nicole like a problem. But I was strict. She was very strict with the boys more than me, which I really appreciated. She's a very loving person, extremely loving. She's giving. She's very compassionate. And oh my God, Nicole can save money. She saves money better than me. I don't even know whether, for me, I just speak it as it is because this is real talk. She actually sat me down, I think last year, and told me, Mommy, you need to start saving. I never used to save. Me, I used to live one day at a time. And I always used to tell my friends, you know what? May I live one day at a time. But Nicole told me, Mommy, you never know when that rainy day is going to come. And it's like as if she knew that COVID-19 was going to come. Because if she hadn't made me save, I don't know what I would have done during this period. And I really thank her for that. She's not afraid to tell me where I've gone wrong. Whether she knows it's going to hurt me, whether she knows, I'll tell her something and she'll know that I need her approval. And if she feels in her heart that it is not right, she'll tell me, Mommy, I'm sorry, but this is wrong. And then she loves to read. Nicole loves her books. She's a bookworm. She's gotten to where she is. Actually, let me tell you, this is one child who has not given us issues ever since she was a child. Whereby you have kids who, when they reach a certain age, they get drunk, they go out with boys, they do what? Nicole wasn't that girl. Nicole has never given us a problem. Nicole loves children. Nicole, she really loves her parents. She really loves us. And gosh, she loves God. Nicole got born again and she is really, really focused on the Lord. She loves her relatives. She's so close to some of her aunties. She's really close to her cousins. And she tries her level best to keep in touch as much as possible. And she loves her friends. Shari, Ethel, Abigail, Gigi. She's really, really, really close to her friends. And she keeps long-term relationships. I mean, these people that I've mentioned, Shari, Ethel, Abigail, and Gigi Mawadri, these are people that she has known from when she was a baby. But they're still so tight up to today, and it's really something that I appreciate with her. Then we go to Jordan. Jordan is 18, an adult, of course, feeling that the world right now is, top of his head. He was born very heavy, different from Nicole. He was born really big. He had a really wide chest from birth and very, very fat. Now the difference between Jordan and Nicole is that Jordan was accident prone. Jordan, I tell you, Jordan broke everything he came across. If it meant a glass, he would break it. If it meant anything, there's a time he stood on the chair and dived into the middle coffee table. Now the coffee table was glass, and I remember I was at work and the maid, thank God the maid was really sharp at the time. She rushed him immediately to the nearest clinic. They did first aid. But by the time I came, I found he had lost all his teeth. He had swallowed some. He had... So from 2 years old, Jordan did not have teeth because, milk teeth fall out at like 6. So Jordan didn't have teeth from 2 to 6. And we always used to laugh at his smile. He entered every glass that... Whether it was a glass, these glass cupboards that you put all your nice wine glasses and whatever, Jordan would enter any glass. Jordan got stuck on the these spikes down that are the gate. Jordan got stuck on one of them. Jordan used to always bang his finger on doors, whether it was the car door, whether it was the house door, whether he did everything a boy would do. And for me, this was like a change shocker. And I used to have that mistake of comparing kids. I used to be like, Jordan, why can't you just be like your sister Nicole? Why can't you just be like your sister Nicole? And I realized as you learn, as you go through parenting lessons and things like that, it's very wrong to compare children. But so funny that when he grew, like the Jordan became more like his dad. He became a gentleman. He became quiet. He only talks when he has to. He likes being very neat and smart like his father. He really looks up to his dad, basically. And he says he wants to have lots and lots and lots and lots of money and be as successful as his father. So right now he's at that stage in life where he actually wants to spend so much time with his father because he wants to be like his father. So he has changed from that very stubborn. If somebody ever saw Jordan then, and then they see Jordan now, they're like, is that the Jordan? Jordan will sit at a party and he'll be quiet with his cousins and he'll just be talking, slowly and things like that. So they change. And then we have Jason. Jason was born really brown, extremely brown compared to the others. I remember my mom made a joke when he was born, and because all my births have been cesarean, so normally you're asleep. And I remember when I woke up, my mom was like, like what she was trying to say, why can't you just tell us that this kid is not, is not Martin's, which was really silly. Because Vanyoro are dark naturally, and most of my kids were born like not really dark, but not very brown like Jason. Jason was like a Musungu. But the striking thing about him is that he had a striking resemblance with the father. I think actually he's the only one who has a striking resemblance with the father. He was very naughty like any boy could be, but after going through what Jordan had taken me through, I was kind of like prepared. Jason wasn't as crazy as Jordan, but extremely active and talkative like me. So when Jason grew up, he started getting traits of me like kabisa kabisa. Like everybody, when they look at Jason, they're like, Aki, Jason is you. Personally, I'm very open. I don't keep what's in my heart. If you've pissed me off, I tell you. If you need to know something, I'll tell you. If I don't keep anything. And now that is Jason. And so he says what's on his mind, though sometimes you wish the ground would open up when he says certain things, because whatever is on his mind, he'll say it. And sometimes it's uncomfortable. He's openly protective of me. The others are, yes, I believe, but like Jordan is very quiet about it. Nicole, yes, she'll show that she's protective, but not as open as Jason. Jason will openly tell any of my friends that, you know what, if you hurt my mom, I'll kill you. He's openly protective of me. He's very friendly, always smiling, very emotional. He loves himself. Jason loves himself. Jason is one person who'll stand in front of the mirror and will be like, Mommy, aren't I just so handsome, And I like that about him. Jason loves children. He loves being with Jesse. He really loves being with Jesse, and he's extremely proud of his father. Sometimes he can be there and he's like, but Mommy, don't you think Daddy is really awesome? And, such things for me, I take as a real positive, because you're supposed to actually, as a boy, want to be like your father, especially if your father has good traits and loves the Lord and things like that. For Jesse, I won't talk much. Jesse is just growing. I can see that he's going to be extremely stubborn. He's going to be extremely naughty. Right now, he's 10 months. And let's wait for Jesse. I'll talk about Jesse some other time. But what am I trying to say when I'm talking about raising kids? What I'm trying to say is that as children, we have to try our level best not to compare. Do not ever compare your children. Love them differently. Look at them differently, and love them as they are. Don't say that because Nicole is this kind of person, Jordan needs to be. No. They're all made in a unique way. God knew them when they were in my womb, and he knew what kind of people they were going to be. As parents, what we're supposed to do is ensure that we lead them in the right way, in the right path, especially in the path of the Lord. Sometimes I fail on that one. Sometimes I'm not that strict when it comes to, read your Bible, do this, go to church, do this. But I'm grateful that when they're with a dad, he's very strict on that front. So as parents, what we really need to do is ensure that we are strict enough to show them that we are the light to them, but God ultimately is the person who is going to lead them in whatever they're doing. And we need to continue showing them that we love them. You have to show your children love. There's this notion that guys have that I cannot show my child love because I'm a man. Hey, you can. Hug your children. Right now during COVID, most of you are with your kids. Hug them. Tell them you love them. Tell them I treasure you. I really appreciate this time that I'm with you. I'm proud of you. You're the kind of person I want you to be. Tell them what you'd like them to be. Tell them, you see, I've hustled, I've done this because of you, So make sure that they feel like, yes, I want to be like Daddy, I want to be like Mommy. There's a time Nicole made a comment and she's like, Mommy, the way I've seen you work, the way I've seen you hustle, I really want to be like you. And for me, that was like a plus. On the other front, I would have my issues, but at least on this other side, she was like, she has seen me being very hardworking. She has seen me take care of stuff, She has seen me really work hard to make sure that things go on the way they're supposed to go on. And she has not noticed that she wants to be like that kind of woman. So let's not judge them. Let's not be too hard on them. Let's be open with them. I'm very, very open with my children, like extremely, extremely open. And to an extent that if my children come to me and they tell me, Mommy, I'm really uncomfortable about ABCD, I will think about it. I will sit down and think about it, and even I'll reach the extent of letting go of that thing. However much I loved that thing, because of my kids, I'll let go. So that's how far we need to have our children trust us. Okay, so that is it from me. I love you all, guys. Have a blessed weekend, and this is Real Talk. Real Talk. Real Talk.